If you've seen any of my past videos, you'll know that the no contact method is almost always a key part of any successful strategy to win back your ex. Simply put, if you want your ex back, if you want them to give you and your relationship another chance, you're very likely going to have to employ a period of no contact. But sadly, many people make mistakes that damage the effectiveness of no contact, or in some dire cases, ruin your chances altogether. In this video, I'll be covering the top 5 no contact mistakes that you absolutely do not want to make if you're hoping to get back together with your ex. Now, before we begin, I'm Brad Browning, aka Breakup Brad, and I've been YouTube's #1 breakup coach since 2012. And I've helped over 140,000 clients get a second chance with their ex through my one-on-one coaching and my best-selling X Factor training program. Watch my free video tutorial at breakupbrad.com and learn about my personal coaching program at breakupbrad.com/coaching. Now, let's get into the first toxic no contact mistake that I see people make far too often. No contact mistake number 1, failing to appreciate the importance of no contact. Now, I'll keep this one brief because I know you guys don't want me to sit here and preach the benefits of no contact yet again, but quite simply, I had to include it in this list because far too many people disregard the benefits and importance of a period of no contact. Now, if you're skeptical about how well no contact can and does work, check out the comments in some of my past no contact videos, and you'll see dozens of testimonials from people who have successfully used it to get their exes back. First of all, it's important for your ex to miss you. And if you continue to be a part of their life after breaking up, they're not going to miss you. Really, if you want your ex to long for you, wish you were still around, you need to disappear for a period of time. It's as simple as that. Secondly, no contact acts as a type of shock therapy for your ex. They can't slowly adjust to life without you. They're forced to feel the full repercussions of the breakup. The post-breakup heartache and loneliness that they'll experience is going to be even worse if you disappear from their life entirely, and that's going to make them wish that you were still around. And sometimes those feelings alone can cause your ex to change his or her mind and ask you to take them back. And finally, no contact adds a sense of urgency to the situation for your ex. When they decided to break up with you, they almost certainly expected to be able to continue to talk to you for at least a while after the breakup. They definitely weren't expecting you to suddenly vanish altogether. So your immediate disappearance is going to create a sense of urgency, making them feel like they're going to lose you for good if they don't rethink the breakup quickly. So in short, just don't underestimate how powerful 30 days of ignoring your ex can be for your chances of getting them back. No contact mistake number 2, telling your ex that you're going to go no contact and stop talking to them. Now, frankly, I don't know why so many people feel the need to tell their ex that they plan to use no contact. Maybe it's because they want to, warn their ex that they're about to disappear. Or maybe some people just think that, that you need to tell your ex that you're going to stop talking to them for a while for this to be actually effective. But either way, it's absolutely not necessary, and in fact, it's usually a very bad idea. Typically, you do not need to let your ex know that you plan to go no contact on them. And doing so is usually a big mistake, and it's going to anger or upset them if you do tell them. So, if you think about it from your ex's perspective, hearing that you plan to suddenly stop talking to them is going to be upsetting. They'll wonder why you feel it's necessary, and often they'll think you're doing it to punish them or to try and get back at them for breaking up with you. The only exception is in situations when you need to use my clean slate message template. Now, this is only applicable if you've made a bunch of serious mistakes already, begging and pleading with your ex, for instance. And if that does describe your current situation, you can watch the full video on my website, breakupbrad.com, to learn more about how and when to send the clean slate message to your ex. Otherwise, it's almost always safe to begin your period of no contact without telling your ex that you're doing it. No contact mistake number 3, failing to use the no contact period for self-improvement. Now, a few years ago, I started referring to no contact as dynamic no contact in order to emphasize the importance of using the time productively. Really, you want to be thriving during your period of no contact, not sitting around on the couch in your sweatpants watching Netflix alone. Simply put, no contact is a perfect time for you to get out there and live your life to the fullest. You want to show your ex that you're not waiting around for them. You're not a desperate loser whose life has been ruined by the breakup. Instead, you're using it as the catalyst to make positive changes to your life. Getting ahead in work or school, making new friends, reconnecting with old friends, crossing things off your bucket list, just generally thriving, having fun, and being as social as possible. Not only does all of this, help take your mind off your ex when you're not talking to them, it also makes you look better in their eyes. And it gives you plenty of interesting news and updates to share with them once you begin to reconnect after your period of no contact is over. So again, don't treat no contact as a period of time when you're just sitting around waiting for that 30-day countdown to expire. Instead, think of it as a period where you've got plenty of time to get out there and kick ass, have fun, and really get ahead in life. No contact mistake number 4, being rude or ignoring important messages from your ex during no contact. So let me clear one thing up here. You should not always ignore every message your ex sends you during the 30 days of no contact. Yes, many of your ex's attempts to contact you can be safely ignored, and that is what I recommend in a lot of cases. If they're reaching out, just to ask what you've been up to, or if they're sending you a late night drunk text, well, those types of messages can and should be ignored, especially the first few times. After all, no contact is intended to shut down as much communication with your ex as possible. But, there are absolutely times where a reply is going to be necessary. So for example, if your ex is asking you something important or meaningful, you're likely going to have to respond to them, or they're eventually going to get angry. And this applies especially to situations where you have kids together, where you live or lived together, etc. So if your ex is asking you to pay a shared phone bill, telling you to pick up the kids from soccer practice, or asking you to return the bike that they've stored at your house, well, you will need to reply and take care of the issue, or you risk blowback. Now, you don't have to reply right away, and you don't have to make much small talk or turn their message into a back and forth conversation. Just do whatever is necessary, whatever you need to do in order to satisfy your ex's request, and then go back to no contact. Don't make it a big deal. Don't act like you're bothered by it. Just deal with the issue politely and with an upbeat, friendly attitude while avoiding being drawn into any longer discussions or drama. The second situation where you'll likely need to break no contact and reply to your ex is when they're constantly messaging you and becoming obviously frustrated by your continued lack of response. You need to engage your ex if they're becoming visibly angry or upset because you haven't responded to their calls or messages. So when it seems like your ex is losing patience like that, respond with a friendly message saying, sorry, I've just been really busy. Just to kind of calm the waters and assure them that you're not trying to be rude or to get back at them for something. And finally, if you have to see your ex regularly at work or school, there are some times when you have to engage in what I call limited no contact. Now, this is a modified technique aimed at ensuring that you get the benefits of no contact while still maintaining the minimum necessary level of communication. So if you and your ex are colleagues, for example, and you have to work on projects together at the office, you're obviously going to have to talk with them regularly. Now, I've recently made a video dedicated to this exact topic, which I'll link to in the description below. So go ahead and watch that video next for more info on dealing with this type of unavoidable contact with your ex. No contact mistake number 5 is ending the period of no contact too soon or too late. Now, as I've said in many of my past videos, 30 days is typically the ideal amount of time to shut down communication with your ex. For the average breakup, a month is usually the right amount of time for no contact. And science actually backs that up too, because it's been proven that 30 days is when your ex's feelings of missing you are going to be at their strongest. But it is possible that you may need to employ a longer or a shorter period of no contact in certain situations. Otherwise, you may hurt your chances and potentially cause your ex to become upset or frustrated. So when is 30 days too long? Well, typically only when you and your ex were together for just a few months or less. So if your relationship wasn't serious and didn't last very long, then 14 to 21 days is usually best. And similarly, if your breakup happened more than a month or two ago, and during that time, you really haven't spoken much to your ex at all, well, you've basically already started employing no contact. So you can probably get by with a shorter no contact phase before you're ready to open communication again. It's more common though for my clients not to employ no contact for long enough. So 30 days is going to feel like an eternity when you desperately want to reach out to your ex. So many people cave in and break no contact early. Please don't make this mistake, because if you end no contact too soon, you won't get much benefit from using this strategy. So have faith and stick with it for the full 30 days, even if you haven't heard from your ex at all during that time. And in some situations, although it's somewhat rare, you may need to employ a much longer period of no contact. I've actually even recommended a 3-month no contact phase to some of my coaching clients in the past. Typically, this is only necessary when your ex has specifically asked you to give them space and stop contacting them, or if you've really screwed up and begged and pleaded with your ex repeatedly. All right, that is it for this video, guys. Please take this advice to heart and avoid making any of the 5 no contact mistakes that I've described in this video. I promise it'll really help your chances and set you up for success if you can employ a proper period of no contact. And remember, if you need my personal help or a second opinion on your unique situation, I'm happy to help as long as I have a coaching spot available. You can see all of my current availability, and you can sign up today at breakupbrad.com/coaching. And don't forget to take my free quiz as well to calculate your chances of getting back together. You can take the quiz 5 minutes or less right now at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Thanks a million for subscribing, for liking, and for leaving a comment below. Best of luck out there, guys, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.